Searching for thieves behind a rash of recent robberies targeting diners at high-end restaurants. Now, these holdups seem to follow the same pattern. At least two men with a gun, usually looking for one thing: luxury watches. And tonight, Only News 4's Jessica Cunnington spoke with NYPD investigators about what else the crimes have in common.
In the heat of the summer, a warning for New Yorkers walking around or eating outdoors.
These guys are robbing everywhere.
We spoke exclusively with Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny, who says the NYPD has been tracking and combating a surge in robbery patterns, usually teams of two on a moped or scooter who want watches, phones, and jewelry.
5 incidents can turn to 12 incidents in one night. Because what we do see is that they tend to go on sprees.
Chief Kenny says this time last year, there were 32 robbery patterns across the city involving scooters. So far this year, there's 116.
We're in upwards of the 600 crimes within those 116 patterns.
This video, one example, showing a group eating outside at a restaurant in Williamsburg late May, and police say the man circling the table there showed a gun and demanded their watches. They handed over two before the guy walked away, cops say, and hopped on a dirt bike. A couple of weeks later, outside Carbone in Manhattan, as a man was waiting for a table, police say two men walked up to him, demanded his $100,000 watch, took it, and drove off on a moped. A few days after that, at Birds of a Feather, a Chinese restaurant near Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg, cops say two men walked in with a gun.
They basically held up the entire restaurant at gunpoint.
In those incidents, no one was hurt.
So if you're wearing a chain, they will point the gun at your neck and say, "Give me the chain," or they'll point the gun at your wrist for the watch.
New Yorkers and visitors we spoke with now even more on guard.
Definitely putting the watch in the safety deposit box, not wearing it out.
Definitely start being more aware, and I'm actually shocked to hear about this.
The NYPD adding resources to the central robbery team to combat this, and Kenny says they believe the suspects they're looking for are newly arrived migrants.
It's a very difficult crime to track, and how do we do it is sometimes we'll see the same perpetrator has been arrested 11 times in the last 3 months, and you look at the time, it matches up with the time of entry into the country.
Difficult to track, but the manpower and response is citywide.
We have a dedicated radio frequency. The message goes out citywide to officers out on patrol what to look for, and they've been very successful.
Chief Kenny's advice: be aware of your surroundings, and officers across the city are eyes wide open. Jessica Cunnington.